Hey there, welcome to X Golf Chesapeake. I'm Carey, Hodsden, PGA. Here again to discuss some more on the golf swing with you. Today I want to talk about the actual strike. What it feels like to strike the golf ball in the way that somebody like Ben Hogan may have struck the golf ball. Now, there are a million different ways, obviously, to come at the golf ball. A lot of people teach a lot of different things with regard to how your hands work and how your arms work through the strike area or the impact area. We talk about leading the lead side, we talk about the trail side, and we talk about all different varieties of things, where the grip pressure is in your hands, the sequencing of your arms and your hands and your legs and your body and all those types of things. There's just a ton to talk about when we talk about all this. What I want to try to do today a little bit is kind of simplify kind of the feeling of connection with your whole body, and I'm going to speak from a right-handed perspective. I could say, the right side or the trail side is where we want to hit from, but really it's a two-sided thing, and to really get a good feel for it, you got to learn how to use your hands together. The first thing to do when you're trying to learn how to use your hands together really is to figure out how to get your hands on the grip properly, okay? And we've talked about that, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit again. First of all, to get your hands on the grip properly, to allow yourself to feel what I want you to feel through the strike, you're going to need to put your hands on the club kind of like a good tour player, or in this particular case, since I'm going to show you how kind of Ben Hogan struck the ball, kind of get your hands on the golf club the way he got his hands on the golf club. Okay, so I picked the golf club up in my right hand. I put the bottom of my golf club. I use a reminder ridge. I think this is a great idea, by the way. If you're going to get grips, most of you should use a grip that has a reminder ridge to figure out where to put your hands on the golf club every single time. It'll make it very, very consistent, very, very easy to remember, and you won't have to fiddle around trying to get your grip right, right before you pull the club back. It'll always be the same once you learn how to do it. So what I do is I put the golf club, the grip, right in this part of my hand, right here, okay? Kind of get it in between my fingers and my palms, right in the last little groove here. And I put that reminder ridge, the bottom of that grip right, you can see this red ridge here. I'm going to put that right in that groove right there of my hand, and you can probably see that. And then I'm going to wrap my hand over the top of it to where this pad of my hand, my heel pad, is right on the top of the golf club. I use a Golf Pride grips, and it has a little word at the top called align, okay? And that means that it's got this alignment feature here on the bottom of the grip. So when I put this grip in my hands and I fold my hand over like this, the word align is completely covered, okay? I put my thumb down the center of the shaft. The V that's created between my thumb and my index finger on my hand will be pointed towards the right side of my chin, maybe toward my ear, something like that, okay? Then I take my right hand and I put it on the golf club. I use an overlapping grip where my pinky kind of goes between this groove of my left index finger, okay, and my left middle finger, and I put that in just like that. I take the lifeline of my right hand. This is this line that kind of bisects the center of your hand and goes off in between your index finger and your thumb, okay? And I want to make sure that goes right along the ridge of my left thumb, okay? So I put this in here like this. I wrap it over and put this lifeline right along the ridge, and then I try to squeeze with these middle two fingers and my palm, just like this, and then I gently rest my right index finger and my right thumb on top of the club, on the side of the club like this. There's no death grip. My right thumb does not go on the top of the club. This is not good for a myriad of reasons, which we'll get into in another lesson. But what I want you to do is kind of just these first two fingers, just kind of let them just sit gently on the club. The middle two fingers of your right hand and your palm are going to be the most important here, okay? And then the last three fingers and the palm of your left hand are also where you want grip pressure as far as the left hand is concerned, okay? So we'll get into more of that in depth in a lesson that's just about the grip. But I just want to make sure your hands are on here good and solid, okay? So that when we try to go through and we strike the ball in the way that I'd like to see you strike the ball, we're going to be in a better position. Okay, now look. People talk about connection. I've talked about connection, like I want your arms kind of connected to your sides. Some folks, it's more difficult for them. You know, I mean, the way you're built, you might be real thin, okay, so it's a little bit tougher to you know, squeeze together. You might be more portly, where your arms are kind of going out a little bit, you know, and it might be a little bit more difficult. The idea is to make sure that you're connected as you're moving toward the golf ball. That's the most important thing. So even if you go up like this and your elbow separates from your body, let's say you go up here and your elbow separates from your body like this, your first move should be to try to get this elbow in front of you and get your hand in front of you like this, so that your elbow and your hands are way out in front, okay? So you want to feel kind of like this going through the golf ball. What that does is it does several things, but the most important thing as far as the strike is concerned is it puts your hands in a position where the club head is going to be lagging, the grip is going to be ahead, and your shoulder is going to be under and your elbow is going to be out in front of you. That's going to make the club lag so that when you turn, you're going to be hitting with your body more and then applying the hit right through impact with your hands, okay? And that's when Hogan talked about having, you know, I really wish I had 3 right hands. I'm sure he wish he had 10 right hands, you know, because when you apply that hit, boy, it is special. Once you start getting the sequence right, it is really, really special. So what I want to try to do is I'm going to try to go in slow motion here for you a little bit so that you can kind of see how my arms come down and get in front of me as I'm turning off to the left. The whole move feels like one solid move. So I get up here, right, to the top of my golf swing, or around, you know, like I like to tell you, you know, I hate talking about the word top because it feels like you're taking the club up. We want to go more around our body, right? So we're going to go over here, and then as we start to come down, I'm going to push this, as I'm turning my legs to start the downswing, I'm going to push this elbow in front of me so that I can get into a position where my head is still behind the golf ball, my hands are in front of the golf ball, okay, my body is almost all the way turned through, and then I'm going to apply the hit right here with the palm of my right hand and my right elbow, okay, and my right shoulder. I'm going to apply the hit, and the back of my left hand is also going to apply the hit together to drive the golf ball down the line as I continue to turn, okay? Makes a very, very crisp sound. It's kind of like a thunk, and it just really, really is powerful, okay? Now, some folks are not going to understand this right away. Some folks are going to say, oh my gosh, you know, that looks so weird, it feels so weird. Trust me when I tell you, if you slow down most tour players' swings, this is the kind of move you're going to see when they're swinging through. They get here, they start to turn because they want to get their whole body involved with the turn, and they get their arms, especially their right elbow in front of them, their back of their left hand is going to hit, and their right palm as they continue to rotate through the golf swing. Getting used to this, it's really, really wise to do kind of a little bit of a drill to kind of get used to this. So what I would suggest is when we get here, we're going to turn like we should, one piece turn with our shoulders. We're going to allow our hip to go ahead and pull behind us because we're rotational here, okay? We're going to get back here. We're going to allow the club to, our forearms to rotate. We talked about this. We talked about another drill and another lesson where we pick the club up, we lay it over, and then we rotate this way. So we're going to rotate this way, okay? And then on the way, when we start to make our down move, we're going to rotate our legs and our hips to get our body moving to the left, and we're going to shove our elbow in front of us at the same time, and it's going to look like that. Shove our elbow in front of us at the same time, because as we're turning, then we're going to finish our rotation and strike the golf ball at the same time. You're striking the golf ball with the back of your left hand, bang, like this, okay? And then you're striking the golf ball with your palm of your right hand, with your elbow in front of you. So it's going to be a look that's like this, every single time, I want you to get in front of the mirror and look at this. Getting this, you want to feel like your hands are ahead, you want to feel like your hips are rotated toward the target, your elbows in front of you, and you want to feel like the club is lagging. When you get into this position, all you have to do is complete your rotation here, and then the swing is over, okay? But you will have massive power if you can get this elbow in front of you, okay, and get that hand lagged, get the club lagged, and then you're hitting with the back of your left hand and your palm of your right hand at the same time. This elbow, it's really, really important on your left side that it doesn't fold in like this, okay? It's important that this elbow stays pointed down the target line so that you can get into this position, okay? And then you'll be able to kind of hear it and strike it a little bit like this. So you're going to get here, you're going to start the swing with your lower body by rotating to the left. You're going to feel like it's the back of your left hand going at the golf ball while you push your right elbow underneath your spine, underneath your sternum. Get it way over here so that the club lags, so that when you rotate through, you can finish the strike and you can strike it well. And then you're going to hear this sound. It's just absolutely incredible. It's going to crush the ball, okay? And you're going to gain so much distance if you can get this sequence correct. Now, there are a lot of questions. You're going to have a lot of questions. There's a lot of other parts to this, how your lower body moves, how your head, where it stays, how your shoulders move, all those kinds of things. But if you just look at this swing that I just did right there, and you try to emulate that by trying to get, once again, your right elbow in front of you, your left hand, your back, your left hand in front of you leading. Here, you're going to start with your hips this way, and you're going to shove this elbow in front of you at the same time. Your head's going to stay behind the golf ball. You're going to get to this position and then rotate to the left, and the swing is done. You'll be amazed at how well you hit it. Absolutely amazed. You can close the club face down to hit it lower. You can loft the club face to hit it higher. Doesn't matter. As long as you get this sequence correct, your ball striking is going to improve. Now, for more information on this, you need to just contact me at X-Golf Chesapeake, and I will help you. In the meantime, until next time, hit them long and straight. This is Carey, Hodsden, PGA.